One more time. What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Bugatti NYC. Welcome to the bottom line. Hold on a minute. Y'all already know what we got to do. Woosah. Y'all ready? And shake it off. Do, 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 do. That's right, y'all. Saturday, March 1st. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC. This is our bottom line. Episode 100. We here. We doing it. It's early. How you guys doing? I gotta just tell you guys straight up and down, having a fantastic morning already just because we woke up. That's right. You see, we in the festive colors. We ready. We got it going today. Y'all already know what it is. We got a deluxe edition today of the bottom line. Hope you guys are ready because we got a full clip ready. That's right. We're taking this thing serious. This is the bottom line, our show. We get busy. We done did 100 episodes. So let's clap it up for each other, y'all. I'm sorry, 99. We did 99. Let's clap it up for ourselves. That's right, y'all. That's right, y'all. Wake up those paws again and let's get into it. That's right. I'm in the festive colors for you guys today. I take this damn thing serious. How you guys doing this morning? Let me get the camera right and everything to make sure that we getting it, getting everything in the proper view, everything in the proper light. Give me 1 second here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let everybody know that we here. Tap it up. Also, like I always tell you guys, make sure when you chime in, you're letting me know where you're chiming in from because I like to make sure that we get content from where you are. All over the world, guys. We are global. We got Spain. We got Antarctica. We got people chiming in from all over. I'm talking about Dubai. We got people all over now, guys. So I just want to tell you guys thank you because if it wasn't for you, I would not be able to be here. I would not continue to do this. So I want to salute you because just the same way I did 99 episodes, you guys probably did about 99 with me. So yeah, I'm getting that camera right. Today I'm excited. That's why the camera going crazy because I'm excited. Also, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just go ahead and do it. We haven't done it yet. That's right. We got to celebrate. Let's go ahead and crack that can. That's right. That's that big drip right there, y'all. Y'all already see it. We're going to go ahead and crack that can, get ourselves a nice celebration going on because we deserve it. That's right, y'all. That's right. 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm tasting big drip. How are you guys doing? I hope y'all having a fantastic morning this morning. Let's get up. Like mommy said, wake it up, shake it up. Let's get it going. Everybody, I hope y'all doing good. Who we got in the building? Of course, we got Marielle from the Bronx. We got Betty Lynn from Detroit. And we got Rebecca Lan Yen Bueno, Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's right, Breakfast of Champions. That's right, Marielle. Y'all already see what it is. I'm not playing at all. We here, we're celebrating episode 100 and we putting it down. We got a full clip. To tell you the truth, we got a double clip. So I hope you guys are ready to hang around for a while. Get your coffee, get your breakfast ready. Go ahead and get them likes ready. Let everybody know to keep liking because, oh my God, do we have a good one today. They must have known that today was going to be episode 100 of the bottom line because the news just is given. They were just giving it to us today. So we got it stacked. We got it ready. And without any further ado, let me get into this title right here. And what's that title? Trump shouts at the Ukraine president. And what does he say? You are in no position to tell us anything. Once again, he said what? He shouts at the Ukraine president, Zelensky, and he says, you are in no position to tell us anything. And that's the truth. The way that they're going about things right now, as you guys probably know, we've been funding that war. It's been an annex war. Our weapons, our money. To be honest with you, I said to myself, I wonder why Russia not coming at us already. We giving up all these weapons. That's just like somebody standing next to somebody like, yo, here, use this weapon, use this. After a while, they're gonna be like, yo, well, you keep on giving them weapons. What's up with you? I started thinking like that. But yeah, let's keep on going, y'all. To the subtitles. Mexico has extradited 29 cartel leaders and they sent them to the U.S. to face a judge. One was in court yesterday. Woo, did he get hit? He got smacked up for being a cartel member. We're going to keep it going, y'all. What else we got? We got efforts to remove Governor Gavin Newsom could possibly be a reality in California. They're calling for him to get up out of there. They're saying it might cost about $200,000, 100 to 400,000. But with the monetary invested and what's going on in Los Angeles, they feel it might be even worth it to just go ahead and get him up out of there. That's another sub story. Then we also have the last story, which is not the last, kind of the best story. And yes, we do have it. We're going to just go ahead and spill the beans right now. Matter of fact, I'm not going to tell you what we have. I'm just going to tell you part of it. So we're going to read this last title. Pam Bondi sends a strong letter to Kash Patel demanding that the FBI release all of the Epstein files. As you know, she promised that she was going to release the Epstein files so we could find out what was going on. How you know what they did yesterday, y'all? They gave us part of the Epstein files and a bunch of the stuff was redacted, and the part of the Fed inside of New York, they didn't give up all of their files. So now she's demanding from Kash Patel that he make sure that all of those files were there by this morning at 8 o'clock. Yes, Saturday. She's not playing. She wanted that stuff today. And I'm not going to wait. Why? Because we'll be here all day. I got a full clip plus an extended. We got a good show to go today, y'all. Want to just let you know, I really appreciate you guys. Yes, this is episode 100 of The Bottom Line. Could not have done it without you guys. Thank you so much. And with that being said, let's get into it. Because what happened? I want to show you guys what's going on at the border, the prevention, and some guys right now that are actually trying to get over the wall, and they got caught trying to get over. Let's get into these titles, you guys. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday morning. Let's keep it energized. Let's keep it going.
My shoulder here. This is an area that every time we were down here, cartel operatives were sitting up there quite literally taunting us, waving at us. But now they're not having that much success. They're still trying to move people into the country illegally, but they're not able to do it very well. And here's why. You see all these barriers, and look at this. As far as the eye can see, we have Border Patrol and DOD down here fortifying the southern border. So yeah, the cartel isn't making the money that they used to be making. And we got to look from the skies too, that were assisting the agents on the ground in their deterrence efforts. And look at what we saw while we were down there. Two different smuggling crews were attempting to breach the barriers using ladders. So we saw one duo retreat. They stashed their ladder behind a storm drain there. And then moments later, we saw a group of 4 attempting to use a ladder. That one had hooks on the top. That's to get up and over the wall. But their strategy was no match for the manpower on the ground and in the air. And the show of force really seems to be working too, because those numbers there, the 2,700 in a single day down to about 60. And Border Patrol says that migrants are actually turning back on their own because there's such a deterrence on the U.S. side. But that also means the cartel isn't making its money, and there's more threats being lobbied towards the law enforcement on the ground.
The threat of violence is always in the back of your mind, but you know, by maintaining a constant presence out here, you can pick up on those little changes and those little cues that can maybe keep you informed of like what changes may be coming. And so I mean, you don't ever let your guard down. So I mean, do I think about it? Absolutely. Is it going to change the way we do our job? No, we're still going to be out here enforcing the laws.
It's a positive because this is what we signed up to do. This is the oath we took when we came into office, you know, to protect the Constitution, protect our nation's borders against enemies, foreign and domestic. So for us, it's a proud moment to gain operational control of our nation's borders.
All right, Nicole, saying they can finally do their jobs again down here. And the reality is, while it's slow down here, law enforcement say they are not letting their guard down because it's not if, but when they believe the cartel will strike again. So they are always at the ready for whatever the cartel is going to bring. Nicole?
Yeah, I was really shocked when you said that those cartel operatives were kind of taunting you and the crew out there. Allie, so we know that Governor Abbott has been expanding the wall down there. Are you seeing any of that new infrastructure?
I want you guys to see
So
the
what's interesting,
infrastructure.
let's show you here where the wall ends. This is what's been exploited by the criminal cartel for years now. People were quite literally.
They used to just walk around this broken part of the wall. That's why I wanted to wait to get all of this. The wall is not finished here. So they would just walk around this part. So now they reinforced this area. Check this out.
Running right through this gap and right in front of our cameras. But as you can see, there's this vehicle barrier all the way up this ridge. Chris, let's go up this hill here and show them. So this is to stop vehicles, ATVs, any kind of SUV, motorcycle, anything trying to bring in anybody or any drugs illegally. So this has really stopped that activity. And when we were down here last time, it was really interesting. Not only are active duty military down here, but President Trump, he's calling for zero crossings. And that's what we're seeing right now. The southern border is really being fortified with Border Patrol Chief Mike Banks barreling towards this Operation Control, using what they're calling high visibility. It's really an about face from the previous reactionary stance. And as I mentioned, we were down here in November, right after President Trump won the election. Check out what we saw then. We actually encountered 3 men in all black wearing backpacks. They were right up on top of that hill. And then we turned around and there was a man on the Mexico side who popped up and quite literally flashed his rifle at us. And sources say he was likely scouting and guiding those 3 men that we saw that entered illegally. Border Patrol was not around.
Back then, they weren't around. The cartel was basically guiding people over. They had crews of people basically saying, "Hey, let me show you guys how to get over." They were going through that big old opening in that area with the wall right there. So yeah, we fortified it and it's much better now. We got to keep it going because I got more sub story on this right now. Want to keep it going so you guys have something to talk about inside those comments when I get over there to talk to you. Let's go.
To a Fox News alert today, 2 of the 29 cartel members who were just extradited to the U.S. from Mexico, including one accused of killing a DEA agent back in 1985, will appear in a New York court today.
Shanley Painter is here with all the details for us. Shanley? Hey, good morning. So at least 2 of those defendants will be arraigned today in Brooklyn federal court, according to Reuters, including...
Mexico gave us 29 cartel members, people that did stuff to us. They sent them over, flew them over to us for us to take them to court and try them as the criminals that they are. These are the criminals that they brought over. There was 29 of them. 2 already went to court.
A drug lord who is alleged to have been among those responsible for the murder of a U.S. DEA agent, Enrique Kiki Camara, in 1985. This comes as Mexico on Thursday handed over 29 high-profile drug cartel members to the United States as part of an unprecedented extradition as the Trump administration ramps up pressure on drug trafficking organizations, illegal immigration, and fentanyl production. According to prosecutors, the prisoners face charges related to drug trafficking and, in some cases, homicide, among other crimes. And among them are members of 5 of the 6 Mexican organized crime groups designated earlier this month as foreign terrorist organizations by the Trump administration, guys.
Chanley, thank you very much. So keep in mind, we heard from the president yesterday that the tariffs are coming, and we're going to talk about that throughout the morning. They're going to come down hard on Mexico to the tune of 25%. And when Mexico heard about it, he started negotiating with the president, Sheinbaum, down in Mexico. So what does she do? Just a couple of days before the tariffs are supposed to go into effect, she releases these, we extradite into the United States, these 29 jailed cartel members, including somebody who is at the...
So she's basically showing that she's supporting what he's talking about. Mexico said, hey, we don't want them tariffs. We're going to give you 29 cartel members that we had in our prisons. Y'all do what y'all want with them. Can you hold back on those tariffs? So again, are tariffs working or are they not? I think they actually working. Let's keep it going.
Top of the most wanted list for 40 years. She also is pulling out all the stops. They say, this is Mexico's point of view, they've arrested more than 400 people since February after she announced that they were going to send 10,000 troops to the northern border for them. They've seized 12 tons of narcotics, coke, meth, and 120 pounds of methamphetamines and fentanyl. It's all about trying to keep those tariffs from happening, but they're happening on Tuesday.
Yeah, Donald Trump's going to hold them accountable. He wants this to end. He wants them to protect the borders. He wants them to stop allowing individuals, especially cartel members, people bringing fentanyl over, trafficking children across the border.
I never even thought about that. Like, Stop it even before it comes here. How about this? Unless you guys stop that stuff before it even come over here, we're going to put a 25% tariffs on y'all. And now they all like this. They're all scrambling, trying to comply. But all of a sudden, remember last week and 2 weeks ago, y'all? Oh, Trump is going to get all these tariffs. We're going to have to pay these bills. We're going to be the ones paying the bill. Guess we ain't paying the bill. All them other countries that was talking about they weren't going to comply, weren't going to take their prisoners back. Yeah, they're all going back. They're all going back, ain't they? Get them out of here. Bye. Keep it moving. Sayonara. Don't want to see you. Get your bag. Let it hit you in the back as you get to the door. And we're going to keep it going, y'all. Like I said, we got so much more, because what I really want to do, I want to stack the deck, and I really want to come back for a conversation. That was enforcement that had to do with the border, but I want you guys to go one of these top stories that you know that we have. There's no way in the world that we're going to just let that fly by with what happened in the Oval Office yesterday. You guys saw Zelensky, J.D. Vance, and President Trump go nuts. You saw what happened. I actually got the whole full interview. I sped it up to just that part. And here it goes, just for you guys. Let's get it all. I want you guys to comment on this, because I want to know this. A lot of people are saying that this was kind of a setup. Trump and Vance and everybody already had their mindset on what they wanted to do. And Zelensky was basically walking into a preemptive situation that they already knew what they were going to do. I honestly thought that. I didn't know. I watched the whole video, totally different from what people are saying. He said some things that he should never have said. That's just like you come to somebody's house and you say, all right, they're messing with me, but you got to be careful because they might come to you too. That could be taken as an idle threat, depending on who you're saying it to. Glad you guys like that purple. We're going to keep it going. Let's keep it going. I want you guys to see this because it's going down. If you like the content so far, I really appreciate. Double tap that screen, hit the likes to let everybody know that we're over here. We got conversation coming. We're just stacking the deck how we always do. I want you guys to see this because it's prime important.
It's a very big area we're talking about, so we'll take a look. I'll study that and I'll see.
And who would protect those minerals if they are U.S. interests? Would that be Ukrainian
They'll be
versus
protected. The agreement will protect them.
US
The agreement, yeah, we're signing an agreement.
The understanding here is that once the agreement is signed for America to go into Ukraine to get the mineral rights, which we need for AI, computers and things of that nature, we'll be the ones there. And because our presence is there, Russia won't attack anymore. That's what the sentiment's supposed to be, which is what President Trump is saying. Zelensky is basically saying, we've tried this about 12 times with this guy and he keeps on coming back. But he's trying to say right now, you haven't tried it with me. That right there is what I think started the avalanche.
What if Russia tries to invade or orders Russian aggression in response?
I just told you, I don't think that's going to happen. And if that were going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal. If I thought that was going to happen, I wouldn't make a deal.
Some people might wonder why.
They ought to focus on CNN on survival, not asking me these ridiculous questions. Focus on surviving, because CNN's got such low ratings. I don't think they're going to survive. Let's go. Please, go.
I already mentioned Poland. Poland was under Russian control for decades after the Second World War. When I was a kid, I looked at the United States not only as a most powerful country, the richest country in the world, the country that has great music, great movies, great muscle cars, but also as a force for good. And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin.
They're saying that they feel as if he aligns himself too much with Putin. People in Poland are saying that, if you guys heard that.
What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, we'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal? It doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin. I'm not aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America. And for the good of the world, I'm aligned with the world. And I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm aligned with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I could be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. but you're never going to get a deal that way. So that's the way it goes. One more question.
I will respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country. The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions. What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So he occupied our parts, big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, so I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied and took. He killed people. You know what the contact?
2015.
2014.
2014 and 2014.
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
exactly right.
Yes, but during 2014 till 2022, you know, the situation the same. The people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversation, bilateral conversation, and we signed with him. Me, like a new president in 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke the ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
You have a nice ocean. You don't feel it now, but you will feel it in the future. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Because now they're like, what? What? Are you crazy? Homeboy, you the one with the problems. We good. You come to us for the bread. That's how I'm breaking it down. That's how I'm taking it. Rewind. Let's go. Do you guys see the same thing? I see it being that.
I signed with him, Macron and Merkel. We signed ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed him with gas contract. Never go. We signed him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke the ceasefire. He killed our people and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come to the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring it into this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to. I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military? And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning. Sure. First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that. Remember this. You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good. We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you're not going to play cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's back to you, far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once this entire meeting? No, in this entire meeting, have you said thank you? You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I answer?
No, you've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning. You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet.
You haven't been alone. We gave you, through this stupid president, $350 billion. We gave you military equipment, and you men are brave, but they had to use our military. If you didn't have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. I heard it from Putin. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks. Of course, yes.
It's going to be a very...
You guys see the tension there? I'm here. I want to know what y'all think. We already stacked the deck. I'm in the comments. Let's go. Buddy and Boss, Zelensky defending himself like a child that's untroubled with his parents. Very weak. His body language shows it all. Batty Lynn said Trump and Vance told him how it's going to be. Take it or leave it. Joe DiMatteo said, bro, said oven office, everyone laugh at him. What we got? We got Savina. Geopolitics is about power and consequences. Zelensky has a power and suffers the consequences. Ill Microphone said beef. That was a crazy beef right there, right? And it just escalated so fast. I'm going to read some more comments. Yo, guys, double tap that. Let's get those likes up to let everybody know what we got going on. 628 people in the building, and we got 30 likes. Do me a favor, you guys. Let's get those likes up. We're going to keep this playing. I got more meat on the bone. Appreciate you guys coming here and doing what you guys are doing and staying on tune. But I really appreciate if we get those likes up. We got 600 and something people in the building, and we only got 30 likes. We're looking kind of bad over there on the likes, you guys. Let's try to get that up to 80 likes, and let's keep it moving. Appreciate you guys. Love you. I'm going to read every one of these comments that I can. Don't leave, guys. I'm going to read these comments. So, understand this. We have an idiot in the oven office or the Oval Office. It doesn't know anything on how to run a country. Okay, we got Michael Walker. No more money. Michael, I'm with you. Joe DiMatteo said, just saying, I made the right choice voting them in. Mad Hatter, we got gold cards, bish. DD Price said, no, Kirk. No, I ain't reading that because you're talking to somebody else. Coco, this is what happens when you are surrounded by peace and you want war. Craig Hamilton said, this is the best thing since Eisenhower cursed out Khrushchev at the Kremlin. Kurt Stevens said Zelensky had a coat fit and got called out for his disrespect. Yeah, I think he was bugging. First of all, who are you to dare and say, oh, you guys got an ocean in between you guys, so you're not going to feel it yet? Is he crazy? Oh, man.
Very hard thing to do business like this. I tell you.
To say thank you.
I said a lot of times to American people.
Except that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on. I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing.
See, they're not even communicating at this point. At this point, Trump is flipping, and he's trying to ad-lib as he's flipping. You're not really having a conversation at that point. You guys are having a shouting match, and you're not getting anywhere. And he should have never, ever said, you are lucky it's not you got that ocean in between you. You're a fool. Who are you talking to? Talking to Trump? The people that's giving you money and weapons? We don't got no problem worrying about no Russia. You kidding me? We got that heat over here, boy. We start talking, they be like, hold on a minute. Who's that again? United States? Let's have a conversation before they press those buttons and send those dudes over here. Because don't even start it with us. You don't want it, and Russia don't want it with us. Because check this out. Let me tell y'all the truth. We already said this in the beginning of that war. Let me tell you something. If it took Russia that long to not win, we would have crushed them already. If they come against us, United States of America, y'all couldn't even overtake Ukraine. Man, listen. Halt, smash. Stop playing with us.
Then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want to this. Look, if you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you say you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't with me.
For you what
that wasn't with me. That was with a guy named Biden, who is not a smart person. That was your.
He looks pissed. Trump is pissed right now. That wasn't with me. He's basically telling you, I'm the president right now. If they do go in there acting up, first of all, we going in there for that mineral rights. We need those minerals. If our people get hurt or if anything happens to any one of them, what you think gonna happen? You think we gonna just let that rock? First of all, they already know. It's just like when the mob is down with somebody and you got other beef with other people, they be like, yo, leave them alone. They with the such and suches. They with the Gottis. They with them. That's what he's basically trying to say. And if he come acting crazy, now you got an ally in us. Do your thing. But you want to keep on talking about weapons and how you want to fight back and all of that. Bro, we're trying to end this war is what they're trying to say.
That was with Obama.
It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is, Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question to Mr. Vice President.
All right, look at his face.
It's going to be a tough deal to make.
He's pissed.
Because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that.
What if Russia breaks the talks, and what if Russia, does go against what you guys are saying? Is what she's saying.
It's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
But what if anything? What if the bomb drops on your head right now? Okay? What if they broke it? I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia. The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. He might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe he didn't. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break it with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if he can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And you're...
True. He's empowered him to be a tough guy. Came up in there acting crazy. And it is what it is, y'all. What do you guys got to say about this? Because they going in right now. What we got down here? We got Cam's research. You can't read all that. I don't know what you're talking about. Karen Ica, how did these people become seated opposite to the other vid? Okay, we got the Patriot. Get over it, Mix. Good morning, Taro. Tap in. Double tap the likes. You guys let me know if you like the content. Darth Doodle Butt. Trump is sick of the stupidity of the media and political class. You can tell. And also, I'm tired of giving them bread already. I'm tired of giving them money. I'm going to be honest with you. How many people tired of giving Ukraine money and weapons? All I want to see is a hand up in the air like this saying me. Like we in class. When we in class, we'd be like, teacher, I'm tired of Ukraine getting United States money. I'm just going to be honest with it. That's like somebody that keep on coming to your house with a cup. You mind give me a little more sugar? Every 5 minutes, you got some sugar? Yo, homeboy, do something, man. Like, I'm tired of giving you sugar. Can you go get a job or do something with yourself? I'm tired of giving them money. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm tired of giving them money. They need to get themselves figure this out already and stop it, because what they're talking about is too many human lives. Hell with it being Russian lives, hell with it being Ukrainian lives. It's too many human lives being lost right now for this back and forth conversation. Not only that, he even said it. If we're in there with the mineral rights, do you think that Putin is going to try to attack now? I understand that Biden and Obama gave you these deals before, but that didn't have nothing to do with me. And then he had the nerve to even say, they know how I get down. They already know I'm crazy. Straight up. And then do you guys remember what J.D. Vance said? Something that I tried to tell you guys earlier in the month, which was Vladimir Putin was backing Kamala Harris. You guys thought I was playing. Go look it up. Vladimir Putin was backing another person that says that we tired of giving the money up. We're tired. Vladimir Putin was basically backing the weaker side because he thought that she had a chance of winning. And then what? You can keep the war going because they weren't paying no attention to nothing that was going on over there, and he can just keep on being destructive and taking over. Come on, you vote for the weaker side so that you can be the beneficiary. Real talk. Let's finish up, y'all.
People are very brave, but you're either going to make a deal or we're out.
God
and if we're
bless
out,
you,
you'll
Ray.
fight it out.
God bless you.
I don't
too,
think it's
Ray.
going to be pretty,
Thank you.
but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think?
I think we've seen enough. He put it out there on purpose because it's just like, and I know you guys have so many different opinions in the comments. You want these Ukrainian people to be okay. We are good people. We have good hearts. All of us here. I understand you. But you know, it's just too much already. When you keep on taking and taking and taking from people, it's just like what we're dealing with right now in the United States with the migrants. We got the migrants we got to take care of with billions of dollars. We're giving Ukraine money, and we got our own homeless. We got our own vets. We got our own children. Our education is terrible right now. We need this money for ourselves. We got a deficit coming up with trillions of dollars that we got to pay back. Thank you guys for the love. Y'all see we got that purple rocking today, showing salute for the show. Let's keep on going, you guys, because now I want you guys to see what happens with these undocumented workers. We talked about this before. We talked about the fact that many undocumented workers, they get a job, they're not paid correctly. I told you guys about my business downtown where they try to come and tell the owners, hey, don't pay him. We'll take the lesser pay. And they get those buildings and get those jobs. And it hurts me and it hurts my people that are working for us. I've been doing this for about 15 to 20 years now. So could you imagine busting your butt, handing out flyers, actually getting a little rapport where people actually know you after a while, getting a standard met where you got action going, and then somebody just steps in and say, hey, take me. It's a smack in the face. So every time I talk about my issues with illegal immigrants, that's where my energy is coming from, because it's actually something that I have to deal with. I'm not one of you guys that go to work every day and work for somebody else and punch in the clock and are lucky to wait for that check. I have to actually get out there and get those accounts and bust my butt. So for someone to steal my accounts, I take that very serious. You're taking food out of my mouth and you're trying to make me homeless. I don't play with that. So I don't care what anybody in the comments have to say about me having a problem with illegal migrants taking they behinds home. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here. Stop taking our resources. Stop taking our money, because we need those resources first. My father was a weapons specialist in the Army, and we deserve that money, not you. Stop laughing at our homeless. Stop looking over our veterans. They deserve that money, not you. Keep it going now, because guess what? On the other side of that, I kept on telling you guys, the only reason these owners come out and say, hey, they took my worker. They locked him up. I feel so bad. You were only paying them probably $5. Show me where you were giving them the decent wage. Show me where you were giving them some sort of health coverage. Show me where you were really giving them some sort of decent way, some sort of SSI or something like that. You couldn't, because they were illegal. So now guess what they're started to do now? They stopped paying them. Yeah, because now they're using the cover of, oh, if we pay you, we might get in trouble by Tom Holman. All of these rich women that got these Venezuelan and Guatemalan maids that are working for them. Guess what they started doing, y'all? They stopped paying the maids. They ask them to go buy stuff, and they say at the end of the month, we're going to pay you. And they don't pay them. Why? What they going to do, call the police? This is what's going on now. They're robbing the workers now. Check this out. And this is something that I knew that was going to happen because people take advantage of people, especially in weak times like this. So now check this out.
A time when undocumented workers and their families are fearful and worried about deportation because of the Trump administration, they're faced with now even more troubles, financial troubles. Migrant workers now say their employers on the east end of Long Island stopped paying the undocumented workers, counting on them to be too afraid to come forward and protest not getting paid. So what kind of employer does this? And what happens next? Digging deeper for us, here's Stacey Sager.
The town of Southampton in the off-season, a time when it's hard enough for immigrant workers to find day jobs. Well, now, an increasing number telling us they're not getting paid. In fact, 34-year-old Veronica explains how she did heavy housework for her employer and was also told to lay out her own money to run expensive errands.
$100 linens.
Wow.
Yes, she asked for specific things.
How much total does she owe you?
Close to $4,000.
$4,000.
Yes.
And all you got was a bounce check?
Yes, that's correct.
Same thing for 29-year-old Gabriela.
How much money are you due? 3,600 y un poco más.
$3,600, she tells us.
Un mes y 4 días.
Viviana says she worked 1 month and lost over $6,000.
There is a lot of fear in the immigrant community right now. I mean, even if some people are documented in the household, some maybe aren't.
The concern among those helping immigrants that some employers might be trying to capitalize on the current political climate. Police here in Southampton confirming they're investigating.
Right now we're working on a few cases. And, I'd say to anybody who does make an agreement with somebody to have work done, pay the people if they do the work for you.
Now, keep in mind, another challenge with these cases is they can be hard to prove if employers insist that certain work wasn't completed. And so police are also urging the workers to get written contracts to protect themselves.
You think?
So basically what's about to happen is they're about to stop hiring undocumented workers because there's no way that they're going to sign any waivers or anything that's tying them to the fact that you hired them. So that's out the window. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm a little happy that that's going on because hopefully there'll be less undocumented people hired and American people will start to get hired. And we can start working on our American deficit and getting our people where we need to be at. Instead of them trying to swarm the world with migrants so that the Democrat numbers can bloom and by 5 years they can get a position, we're not stupid. We know what you're trying to do. Get them out of the country, pay American workers a decent wage. All of that money that you just gave them, you just proved that you have the money to pay us. Stop talking about no American person wants to go pick grapes and fruit. How about you give them a decent wage? I know a bunch of people that'll take $20 or $15 or $18 to go pick some fruit in those same places. But you guys want to give migrants 5 and 6 and 8 because y'all can take advantage of them. Avocados, all of this stuff is already expensive. So how are you going to try to hit us with the Shanye like it's expensive because now we're going to be paying the right wage to somebody? All you're really doing with me is telling me the fact that you were ripping people off. You were not giving them the right wage. Real talk. Show us the paperwork. We want to see it. We do. We do. Guess what, y'all? And just like I told you, we're doing a lot with the immigrants, with the border. Now we want to know what's going on with these cartel drug members that were sent over here. There was one that went to court in Brooklyn yesterday. So we're going to find out what happened to him in federal court. Yeah, they got a lot to say when it comes down to, oh, my worker was this and my worker was that, especially in New York where they work in like restaurants and places like that. Oh, you guys took my worker. Let me see the paperwork. Let me see the contract. Let me see how much you was paying them. Oh, forget it. They out of there now. They don't want to talk about it now. They don't want to talk about it now because you know you wasn't paying them legal. Let's keep on going, y'all. I already told you where we headed at. We're going to keep it on this topic because it's hot. Now we got these Mexican drug lords in Brooklyn that finally went to court.
Happening today, a once powerful Mexican drug lord convicted of torturing and killing a U.S. DEA agent in 1985 is not going to face a judge today.
Yeah, that notorious murder made headlines globally and even was featured in the Netflix show Narcos. Eyewitness News reporter Lindsay Tuckman joins us live outside the federal courthouse in downtown Brooklyn with more. Lindsay.
Yeah, Pedro Charlene, that once powerful drug lord is expected to be arraigned here in a few hours from now in the very same courthouse, you'll recall, that tried the other infamous cartel leader, El Chapo. Well, this extradition may even be seen as a bigger coup for the U.S. government, given the crimes that were committed. Let's get into it a little bit. Rafael Caro Quintero arrived in New York yesterday after being extradited by Mexico. He was convicted in the 1985 torture and murder of U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration agent Enrique Kiki Camarena, whose story was dramatized on the Netflix show Narcos. Now, Quintero was released from a Mexican prison in 2013, but in 2018 was added to the FBI's most wanted list for being involved with the highly dangerous Sinaloa drug cartel. He was arrested in Mexico again in 2022, but his extradition now comes amidst the Trump administration's push to curb Mexico's cartel activity, and less than a week before the U.S. is set to impose 25% tariffs on the country. Now, 28 others were also extradited as well for drug trafficking and other crimes. Again, Quintero's arraignment is expected to be held later this morning, and in that arraignment hearing, we are expecting to see the courtroom packed with other DEA agents because of the crimes that he was originally convicted on, and they are expected to speak afterwards as well. Live in downtown Brooklyn, Lindsay.
So now they're scared. Now the drug lords and all the cartel members is like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They're scared to death. And guess what? If you get caught selling some D-rugs that came from the cartel, guess what? You are now assisting a terrorist organization. So your ass is going to federal prison. So if you get caught, Tren de la Agua, drug dealers on the block, trying to hustle, doing all that, and they trace that fentanyl or that whatever back to the cartel, y'all know what y'all getting. Y'all ready? Let's go. Hands behind your back, please. Watch your head. And then you're gonna be in there like this, looking stupid, going to jail, going like this. That's how you look at. And this be one of the most dramatic rides you ever take in your life. When you about to get locked up, you don't know when you about to be in another car. You don't know what you're gonna see. So now you're looking all around. I'm talking about. It look like you looking at the movies at this point. Like whoa. I mean, it's just so vivid. Everything is just so vivid. Why? Because you about to go to jail. And that's what's going to happen to everybody that feels like they want to support the cartel. So just giving you guys a preemptive warning, if you out there doing your thing, your brother doing something, ask him, where this stuff coming from? Because you got to be careful. If this stuff coming from them cartel people, guess what? Your ass going to federal prison. That's where you're going. So yeah, let's keep on going. We got them drug dealers right there. But now guess what? We got another banger, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, Pam Bondi was not playing. She called up Cash Patel and was like, wait a minute. We not playing with you guys. We're going to need you to go ahead and call you guys in New York and say, give us all of the paperwork for Epstein. Because you know they was holding back. I want to know, guys, why do you think the Federal Bureau of Investigations in New York were holding back names and information in the package that Pam Bondi said that she was going to release to us this Friday? I think they're still trying to cover up. But the bad thing about it is, if any one of those agents are caught, they're going to be indicted and they're going to be in trouble for what do they call it? Withholding information, federal information. I want you guys to see this because we in the Epstein zone right now. Also, as a bonus to you guys, don't forget, I'm going to tell you right now early, don't leave, because I just want you guys to know we got the Epstein list. That's right. There's a link in the description to the entire Epstein list. You don't got to download it. Just click the link. It's going to take you to the Fed page. You'll be able to see everything. But don't leave the show yet because we got to talk about it. Let's keep it going. We got Hannity here.
Today, the Attorney General Pam Bondi released phase 1 of the Epstein files. That's transparency. There are a lot of names in there. And Epstein was obviously a star chaser who wanted to hang out with people that are famous, people with money. So let me be very clear at the start here. And I said this on my radio show today. People, because they're in the Rolodex, they're on the list, does not mean they did anything wrong. On this show, and we have done it over and over again, we don't rush to judgment. We believe in the presumption of innocence. And I am appealing to people not to rush to judgment. Even though these names are now public information, there are names that I'm certain were not involved or knowledgeable of this. I could be certain of it.
Yeah, okay.
But the biggest story tonight is which documents are missing. This is the untold story. The Attorney General, Pam Bondi, sent the new FBI Director, Kash Patel, a fiery letter accusing the FBI, to be clear, not Kash at all, of withholding more documents, saying in part, quote, late yesterday, I learned from a source that the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and indictment of Epstein. And while also writing to Kash, quote, when you and I spoke yesterday, you were just as surprised as I was to learn this new information. Now, before adding that by 8 a.m. tomorrow, the FBI will deliver the complete Epstein files to her office. Now, I noticed a lot of people online rushing to judgment asking, why didn't they release it all? There's a reason. Well, they didn't know about these other documents that were withheld until about 24 hours ago. And anyone telling you anything different, I know my sources, I've triple checked. Those people would be wrong. Here with reaction, Fox News legal analyst Greg Jarrett, civil rights criminal defense attorney David Schoen, who once represented Epstein. David, for that reason, I will start with you. I want to be.
This gentleman used to be a Epstein lawyer. He actually knows him. He was the last lawyer that was supposed to handle his criminal case before he came up deceased.
Clear. If people whose name might be in the guy's Rolodex, 254 alleged victims here that they've identified. But if your name is in this, I don't want people to say, there you go. He knew a lot of people. He was a star chaser, a money chaser, meaning people with money like to hang out with him, correct?
Correct. He also, people who had money and celebrities loved to hang out with him. Frankly, they found him charming. They saw his company. They did business with him and so on. But let's separate the issues. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, is looking for transparency for the American people. I'm a fan of hers. She's a star. She's right about seeking transparency. There's no question about that. The question, as you raised it, is correct also. What's done with those records is important. On your show, since the day I've known you, and I'm sure well before that, you have emphasized the importance of the presumption of innocence in every single case. That holds true here. These are salacious facts that will come out. People's names are involved. Many of those people, or maybe all of those people, did nothing wrong with Jeffrey Epstein.
I did do the homework the other day that somebody asked me, and they are basically not taking care of Maxwell correctly. The prison that she's in, they are only feeding them a very small amount of food. From what I saw, it's like 2 ounces of food. I don't think that's humane. I think people might want to say a few things about that, and you may want to Google it because somebody asked me to look into it, and they were very generous that day, so I want to make sure that you guys understand. Please look into that because there's still humanity when you have to serve your time. So Ghislaine Maxwell, the prison that she's in, they're saying that they're only feeding her like 2 ounces of food a day, a meal, each meal, like 2 ounces.
Epstein. There's a lot more to say about this.
Yeah, and there's also a Rolodex of your names in there. Greg, I'm sure you agree with all of us, but that's not the story to me. The story is the New York field office, they knew that the Attorney General of our country was asking for these documents. They didn't hand them over. I've got a big problem with that.
Well, it could be criminal. You know, the Attorney General was sandbagged deliberately by our own employees at the FBI's New York field office, withholding thousands, as you point out, of documents, defying her order to hand everything over and then lying about it.
Now we're going to get into why this can be bad for the prosecution when it comes to the Ghislaine Maxwell case, because they're withholding information.
You know, nobody should be surprised at the deceit and the sheer arrogance of the FBI, because the higher ranks are polluted with officials who think they're answerable to nobody. They can do as they please, and they do. It's become a cesspool of corruption. Started with Bob Mueller, accelerated under James Comey, and Chris Wray did nothing to resolve it. He covered it up. So, you know, Kash Patel has his work to cut out to purge the FBI, and I expect he will quickly identify and likely fire whomever committed this gross insubordination. And by the way, those people better be on the phone tonight to good criminal defense attorneys, because willfully concealing documents from the Attorney General, misrepresenting the truth, looks very much like obstruction of a federal agency. That's a crime. And if 2 or more people are involved, that's conspiracy to obstruct justice. So lawyer up, boys and girls.
Wow. What light can you shed on Jeffrey Epstein without violating attorney-client privilege, David Schoen?
It's a very interesting question. One of the most interesting people I ever met. He called me about 10 years before he died just to ask a question about he was getting ready to go to jail, wanted some information. Remember, he was represented by a team of terrific lawyers, many of them, some of the biggest names in the country, for years. About a year before he died, he asked me to review their work. He was facing an action in Florida. He was concerned. He asked me to review their papers. After he was arrested, he asked me to come to New York, and he hired me to, 9 days before he died, he hired me to take over his criminal case. He told me that I was the only person in the world he trusted with his life, so I took that very seriously as a badge of honor. I was a very interesting person.
All right, y'all guys, it's not over. I got a little bit more on this because what I just stated, I want you guys to understand. Holding back information and withholding, now the prosecution is making it hard for themselves. The FBI is making it bad for the prosecution because of the fact that now the defense is going to say, what's going on with those files that y'all not handing over? Why didn't we know nothing about that? I want to talk about this part right now. Ghislaine, you mess around and get this case thrown out because of what they're doing right here. This is very important information, you guys. Let's keep it going because we stacking the deck right now. I'm going to come in the comments in a minute, see what you guys have to say about this, but I want to keep it going because we got more. Check this out. It is crazy. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, because Attorney General Pam Bondi is sending a note to FBI Director Kash Patel. She sent the letter yesterday after phase 1 of the Jeffrey Epstein files came out, but they stopped short of releasing the client list. Bondi is asking for thousands of additional pages. She tells the FBI she wants those pages delivered to her office today by 8 a.m. That's in 15 minutes. The document dump included a list of names from Epstein's contact book. Now, this is just his contacts, so it doesn't really tell us much. I mean, anybody can have anybody's contact in their Rolodex, but it included former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. It included former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. It included Ivanka Trump, several members of the Kennedy family, celebrities like Alec Baldwin and Michael Jackson were there. None of the contacts are accused of any Epstein-related crimes. But allegations against Epstein originally surfaced, as you know, in 2005. He was arrested in 2019, and he died in prison. Coincidentally, all the cameras were off, apparently, when he died in prison, Chris. What's your reaction to this story?
Yeah, well, honestly, in the overall scheme of things, it's a bit of a distraction. There are a lot more important things going on in the FBI and across the world these days.
We're not going to just let that pass without reading that. We're not going to let that pass without reading that because that was kind of crazy up there. We got these charges right here. Epstein scandal comes to light March 2005. 14-year-old girl alleged to have been taken to Epstein mansion. July 2006. We've got Epstein arrested, released on $3,000 bond. November 2018, Miami Herald coverage renews public interest in the case. May of 2006, we got police. Epstein should be charged with unlawful sex with minors and sex abuse. June 2008, Epstein pleads guilty, sentenced to 18 months in prison. That's it. 2019, he got arrested again on trafficking charges. Okay, that's why he got the rest of the time.
Things going on in the FBI and across the world these days, but I am very much in favor of this transparency movement. I can't wait to see what happened with the Hunter Biden case and why the FBI couldn't make a case with $19 million moving through 20 bank accounts, etc. But what my mind goes to as an attorney is, if they withheld those documents from their own Justice Department, what's going to happen in the Maxwell appeal?
Yep.
Because if they withheld documents from DOJ, they probably withheld them from the court as well.
Yep.
So my concern goes to not about all the salacious details, which will be interesting, but more about the court case that still remains, and that could be enough to overturn a case if they withheld documents from the defense.
So they can get in some major trouble for this. This shouldn't just be a slap on the wrist, guys. I think any one of these FBI executives or anybody that held back this information needs to really be looked at. Give them bracelets, watch your head, and put them in a cell. They don't need to be FBI anymore. What we got over here, you guys? We got Kendra Walker, who unalived Epstein. Good question. He knew too many people. Come on, you know better than that. Robert, why is the TV and video backwards at times? Are you fixing some of this current program? I am going to do that soon, you guys. I'm going to actually go to my green screen in the living room. I have an entire wall of green screen. I'm going to get somebody in here to make it so that I can stand in front of the green screen and put the whole video right there. So you guys are right. And thank you because you made me better. You made me better. I'm a force when by myself. But I'm when we're together. No doubt. I ain't nothing without y'all. Real talk. Let's keep it going, y'all. We got Phoenix Blitz. Prove it, Chad, instead of acting like a tweaker, clown. Rena Love, SMH. Jewel at Kendra. On a live. Is this word? Yes, we have to use that word when we're on here sometimes. Christian Eon. Whoa. You're for real. Promi Mommy Rocks, you look amazing. Sharon Thompson, hello. Thank you so much. I'm wearing this for y'all. We are at our 100th episode of The Bottom Line, and I can't do this without you guys. Appreciate you so much. I love you. I ain't even gonna front. See how serious I am about this. Double tap that screen. Let's get these likes up. We ain't even halfway through the clips. We got so much more to stack, and y'all are getting busy in here. Appreciate the heart purple. You guys, you appreciate the outfit. But you know what I want to do? I want to talk about this one Chicago mayor who I knew. We call him the Riddler. Chicago Mayor Johnson. He has some crazy idea in his head that people actually think that he should continue to be the mayor of Chicago. He's such unaware of what's going on. This mayor has a 7% approval rating. 7% approval rating, the lowest in history of any mayor. Sanctuary City mayor, y'all. Let's go look at this fool. Let's look at what this fool is doing. And back to the last thing I want to say on this Ghislaine Maxwell case. If these federal agents mess that case up, I think they really need to get some time out of it. They need to hold them until the case comes up to make sure that they're getting the right type of time.
There is other news this morning. Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson, one of 4 sanctuary city mayors, testifying in Washington next week to defend their city's sanctuary policies. House Oversight Chair James Comer will lead the hearing and called the mayors out on X, writing, quote, "The pro-illegal alien mayors of Boston, Chicago, Denver, and New York City have implemented reckless illegal policies that shield criminal aliens from immigration enforcement and endanger public safety." Chicago resident Kata Truss is the director of the Community Roundtable, and she joins me now. Kata, right now, your mayor is below 7% approval rating. That is one of the lowest, if not the lowest, mayoral approval ratings in history. Who is he fighting for when the great people of Chicago have said time and time again?
Yeah, again, who is he fighting for? He keeps on talking about the people of Chicago. What people are you talking about? You can't be talking about none of these people in these comments in Chicago because they can't stand you. The people that I talk to every day from Chicago, they want him gone. They don't care. They want him out of here. 7% approval rating, y'all. 7%.
And that they do not want these sanctuary policies.
Well, he is fighting for the migrants. Those are the people that you see him standing up for. And that's right now who we feel like he's fighting for. Now, right now, Mayor Johnson is on this tour across the city of Chicago, primarily in Black communities to try to win back the voters that he has lost. I don't think he's going to be able to do that because as of yesterday, Mayor Johnson and City Council, we certainly don't want to put this on him, voted for another over $800 million bond that's going to cost the city over time $2.2 billion, which basically has contributed to sending our credit rating below national standards, which, is something that we don't want to see happen. And his excuse for that is, well, other mayors before me have done it. And just the stupidity of it all, when you're sitting back and you're looking and you're saying that, we elected you because we thought you were going to be different. We elected you because we thought you were going to be fiscally responsible.
I can't stand people that do that. You know how you be like, yo, excuse me, why you threw that on the floor? Oh, he threw it. What happened? I know my problem, Papi. He threw the garbage on the floor. What happened? I see her do it, so I do it too. People like that, ignorant. Ignorant. You don't do something just because somebody else is doing it. You do what works and what makes sense. Bottom line, he's doing it because other mayors did it. That's the stupidest answer in the world. What's the first thing somebody ever told you when you was a kid? When you got in trouble for doing something and you ran to your mother and she was like, and you'd be like, I'm sorry, mommy, I saw such and such do it. What she said, if such and such jump off the roof, you gonna jump too? No, exactly. You don't do everything that everybody else do.
at you because we thought you were going to be fiscally responsible. And this is not fiscally responsible. And even with the state of Illinois, the mismanagement continues. Right now, we see that the state has underestimated the amount of money that they spent on migrant health care, which is also sending our state budget into a $2.2 billion deficit. So when you look at the money that is being spent, you know, we have to say that not only in Chicago, but in the state of Illinois, the people are not the priority.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned.
So how come they couldn't end homelessness with this in these certain states? I'm gonna just, y'all, I want y'all to call me, y'all, tell me I'm wrong. Please let me know that I'm wrong right now. I want to be wrong. Tell me it wasn't enough money to end homelessness in those states. Or knock out 70% of it with all the money that they're spending. I have a thing in my head. I want to know, this is something that I made up, and I'm gonna tell you guys. I feel that if with all of the monetary that was spent, that we could have knocked out at least 70% of homelessness in New York, in Chicago, and all of the sanctuary states. If we're spending those billions of dollars, why can't we use it for United States citizens, veterans that's homeless on the street, that get treated like trash, like my dad did when he went to the VA office? That's why I ain't got no problem with them getting fired. How come we can't use that money for ourselves? And if we did, my thing is, we would have probably eliminated, I'm gonna say 70% of homelessness, because it was billions of dollars. This fool just took his whole state, his whole city into debt to get more money for these people. What do you guys think? Am I wrong about this? Please tell me. Let me know. Tell me. Exactly, take care of us. Robert Brown said, exactly, take care. Marielle, a 100th show today. That's right. Thank you so much, Marielle. Rena loves shaking my head. I don't got nobody beefing saying that we wrong right now. Kevlar 47 said people forgot that during COVID. Shane Minor says, speak the truth. We got Chad C who said, deport them and they are back within a week. LOL for real. So we need to do a little more sternness when we deport them. We need to be a little more stern. We need to be a little more stern. Next time you come back, we're not going to let you go. I told you guys this yesterday. You got to treat them like a Bronx Tale. Remember when all those bikers was inside the club and Sonny was like, and they started disrespecting the club, and Sonny said, he went to the door. He locked the door, then that biker turned around and was like, he said, now you can't leave. You thought you was gangster? Now you can't leave. Boop bap, boop bap, boop, 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 boop. They put a whooping on them bikers. I bet you they never came back to that hood again, acting stupid. Exactly. I used to run with a group called MOP, Mash Out Posse. Yeah, you know what that means. The rap group, that's right. They used to say something like, oh, you don't understand my language? You Spanish? You this? You that? Guess what? Violence is in the universal language. If I punch you in the face, you're going to understand what the hell I'm talking about. Just like Mike Tyson said, everybody want to be a gangster till they get punched in the mouth. Real talk. Let them feel it and they won't be back. I bet you they won't go to Venezuela beating up on the sanctuary, the cops out there, because they got AK-47s. They beat up the cops in Times Square that was trying to arrest one of them, started kicking the cop in the head. If they do that in their country, zzz, down, and guess what? They ain't gonna say nothing about it. But over here, we all soft, humane, or whatever like that. No, 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 no. You came over the border 3 times, you got a homicide, you done did something to some kids. Come on. Come on. No, 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 no. No, no, no. We ain't deporting you no more. We got a place for you. We need to make a place for people like that. That's what we need to do.
In the state at large, because the Illinois State Board of Education also continuing to impose Trump, this time with regard to getting rid of DEI. The Illinois State Superintendent, Tony Sanders, saying the following: we are going to hold to our values, and whether or not we can get that message across in that particular room, of course referring to the White House, doesn't mean that I am going to stop. Again, I'm going to ask this question through the lens of the people. You are one of the residents of Illinois. Is that what the people want? A focus on DEI at the expense of potentially losing federal education funding?
Well, I do have a problem with the fact that we may lose federal funding for education. But I also think that the White House and the state of Illinois, not just the Illinois State Board of Education, have to come together, sit down and have some kind of dialogue that can meet both sides. As a Black woman, I can't say that I am against DEI, even though it has not worked for Black people the way that it should, as only a very small percentage of us actually benefit from DEI.
Just like the minority is not Black anymore. It's everything under white. Just be real about it, y'all. Yeah, let's put them all as the minority. We ain't got no time to distinguish all that. LGBTQ XYZ is more distinguished than minority. How about that? We got a word. They got part of the alphabet. You know what I'm saying? We got minority. It used to be minority meaning, yeah, my skin, Black. No. They added everybody, Mexican, whatever. If you're a minority, we put them all together. And that's when everything is even and we don't get nothing out of that. Yeah, we don't get nothing. Just like she said, DEI what, please?
But I don't want to see it totally go away. And I think that there has to be some middle ground that can be reached.
Interesting perspective.
All right, so we're going to keep it going because, you already know. Like I said, we got a full deck today. We already over. We don't even care because it's the 100th episode, y'all, and we turned up. We going to keep it going. What we got next? We got Kathy Joku Hoku. And what is she doing? Another sanctuary governor, another manipulative person, another con person, and a ripoff, allegedly. You already know how I feel about Kathy Joku Hoku. She's one of the main reasons why I started the characters, why I said to myself, a lot of these states are resembling Gotham City. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start picking certain people that act like certain characters, and we're going to give them that title. That's how Kathy Joku Hoku got her name. She is the Joker in this movie and in this saga. So right now, she is making her debut because Kathy Joku Hoku has now moved to remove Antonio Delgado out of his space. Who is Antonio Delgado? He's the lieutenant governor that she put under her. I said this last week. Anytime you're in power and you're about to run again, you intimidate people by saying, hey, if I win again and you don't vote for me, it's not going to be nice for you my entire next term. So when you already have power as a governor, president, anybody in power, you can actually shake people up and make them feel like they have to vote for you again, or that if they don't and they win, they're not going to benefit from helping you out. So I really want you guys to understand that is imperial when it comes down to politics. Also, Democrat, Republican, and independent parties do the same thing by intimidating them. Like, hey, don't mess around because, we're the party. And if you're not privy to the party and what the party wants, we're not going to support you and we're not going to be behind you. The reason I'm saying all of this is because Kathy Joku Hoku, if you don't see what people can do, she's making a play right now to try to look important. She's trying to make herself stand out because what's happening, it's a new election time and Kathy Joku Hoku is up for re-election. So now what she's doing is trying to get rid of all of the competition. So now what she's done is once she heard that Antonio Delgado was possibly going to be running against her, you know what she did? Took away his phones, took away his staff, took away people that were in his administration under him, and basically tried to suppress him so that he can't go against her as the next governor. This right here is imperial in government, and I need you guys to understand that. That's why a lot of times you see people get reelected and why you see people in office for so long. Kathy Joku Hoku started off when pictures was black and white. She's now a multimillionaire in office her entire career. The reason why she does not feel the bite from the congestive pricing situation. I want you guys to see what she's got going on with Antonio Delgado right now. And you tell me what you think about what she's doing. Yes, today is our 100th episode, guys. Number 100, we got it going on.
Moving to strip her lieutenant governor, Antonio Delgado, of much of the power of his office after he hints at a primary challenge to her next year. Political reporter Marcia Kramer has more.
It was all happiness and light when Kathy Hochul first introduced her new lieutenant governor, then Congressman Antonio Delgado, who at one time played semi-pro basketball in Puerto Rico.
I look forward to getting a few pointers to play some hoops together.
Now Hochul wants him out of her sight. She banished him from his office on the same floor as hers in the Capitol in Albany, took away his offices in New York City and the Hudson Valley, confiscated his state-issued electronic devices, and is reassigning much of his staff, all because he hinted at challenging her for re-election. In recent days, he's made no bones about the fact that he and Hochul don't see eye to eye. This is what he said during an interview recently with CBS 6 in Albany.
For me, it's very, very important for New Yorkers to know that I am their voice, that I want to be their voice, and that is the only thing that I am beholden to.
When he said, I want to be their voice, he's playing for the position. And then when he said, that's the only thing I am beholden to, he's trying to tell Kathy Hochul, I don't care about what you're saying. I'm still going to rock. And he might actually win, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Why? She's got too much stuff going on already, and she's got too much ways to suppress people. And she can say, hey, if I don't win, I'm going to get you. And if I find out that you didn't vote for me or support me, it's going to be hell for you for my next term. That's the manipulation when it comes down to office.
Is the people.
Delgado has broken with Hochul on a number of key policy issues. He called for President Biden to step aside while Hochul was supporting him. He called for Mayor Adams to resign as Hochul was taking steps to keep him in office. Pundits say this is the latest attempt at toughness on the part of the governor, a steeliness she exhibited in dealing with President Trump and his decisions to kill congestion pricing and to cut aid programs that New Yorkers hold dear.
I think this is her way of saying, look, this is my fiefdom, I'm in charge, you were my pick. You know, you were my lieutenant governor. I made you.
Yep.
All right, Marcia.
I made you. Why would I play you? Exactly.
No offices, no electronic devices, no staff. I mean, will he just resign in the face of all of this?
3 words. Not a chance. Look, he sent me a statement saying he is deeply, deeply committed to being the voice of people in New York and representing people in New York State. Remember, she can't force him out. He was elected by the people.
Yes.
So he can continue to collect, get this, his $220,000 salary until the end of the term. And there's nothing she can do. By the way, it makes him the highest paid lieutenant governor in the entire country.
Okay.
So y'all wonder how they get rich and how they don't do nothing? So just like she said, $200 and something thousand is what the lieutenant governor gets. And the way that she's going about it, she's about to waste $200 and something thousand if you guys look at it the way I look at it. Because if she's not putting him to work, he's not being effective for the city or the state, he's just collecting $200,000+, and Kathy Hochul is responsible for that. The same way she's responsible for stealing from us, allegedly, by putting out those congestive pricing tolls, which we look at as primitive road barriers that people used to have back in the day that say, hey, we're going to put a board up here, we're going to have 5 people in the bushes, and every time you go by, you're going to have to give us a toll. Only difference is we're doing it digital now, and we're ripping you off on Easy Pass. And nothing easy about it. Can't stand Kathy Hochul. The day that she's no longer the governor of New York will be a beautiful day, because she does not know her ass from her elbow. And that's why on this show, Kathy Hochul will always remain to be the Joker in this saga. We're going to keep it moving, you guys, because now, let me ask you a question. You ever go to the gas station and have a guy run up on you, hey, got this ring, gold, got this ring? Me and my family right now, I got the car here, we got the truck, I got my baby in the back. Literally, the window rolled down, the lady had a baby, and then she'll be like, and a sad face, and then the guy will be like, I'm trying to sell this ring, trying to get gas and food for me and my family. Would you please consider buying this ring for me so that we can, and the next thing you know, a kind-hearted person might say, you know what, how much do you want? I'll go to the ATM, let me give you some bucks. Sad part about it, the ring is fake, and they've been running this scam for, oh boy, so long. Have you been to the gas station and seen that guy roll up on you? Because guess what? He rolled up on me. I already knew what it was about, and to be honest with you, I took it a little personal. I tried to get him out the car because I tried to whoop his ass. Yeah, because if you're trying to rob me and I know that you're trying to rob me, yeah. Hey, let me see the ring real quick. I'm like, yeah, ready to powwow him. What are you going to do, call police? Exactly. Yeah, street justice, but not the right way to go about it. But hey, let me just tell you guys, let me just bring it right back to the topic because I went a little bit off kilt. We got a group of jewelry scammers who've been kicked out of the country for doing the exact same thing. Trying to rob people and lie and say, hey, this is real gold. Buy it from me. I need the money. And these guys actually made a whole lot of money off of this gold because it actually looked real.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for joining us tonight. They've been ripping people off for years here in the islands, selling fake jewelry. Now authorities say that a group of scammers captured here in the islands are being kicked out of the country.
Homeland Security Investigations is cracking down using their immigration authority to clean house.
Criminals selling fake jewelry have been preying on unsuspecting buyers in Hawaii for years. Homeland Security Investigations wants them to know the gold rush is over.
If they come after a community, we come after them.
Honolulu's special agent in charge says at least 6 men from Romania and Bosnia were arrested on Kauai last week, suspected of operating an organized crime ring selling fraudulent jewelry.
I bet you they never thought that they was going to get deported doing this, huh? Damn, it must be rough. Woo! Out of there.
According to the Kauai Police Department, they were arrested for fraud, but the offenses were dismissed without prejudice by the prosecuting attorney when HSI took them into custody.
Based on their criminal history, they have not only victimized our communities in our Hawaiian Islands, but they have actually done this in the mainland.
She says they concoct schemes and victimize people until police get close, then move on to the next place.
So this isn't the first time they've been arrested?
No, it's not. It's one of many. The difference is that this time they will be kicked out of the United States. And I know that these particular individuals were arrested at some point when they were trying to go to Big Island, which makes sense because this is what they do.
She says they've scammed people out of at least $100,000 that HSI knows of, but it's likely much more because not every crime is reported.
So this has been going on for quite a few years now that I can recall. Why now? Why is HSI stepping in now?
Well, we're stepping in because, number one, we want to make sure that we're cleaning our neighborhoods. And if that means that I utilize my immigration authority to make sure that criminals are deported from our country, then I will do that.
I know they never thought that they was going to get deported from selling fake jewelry. Ooh! Good looking, y'all, for the suit. I appreciate that. Joe DiMatteo, Bosnian gold fraud. Sounds like a bad GTA mission plot. Good one, Joe. Good show, y'all. Good show. Good show. What we got over here? Brother, read your chats from a phone so that you don't have to push up on your face on the camera. They like the way my face look. And guess what? Just for that, bang, out of here. Nah, I ain't going to do that to you. It's a joke. I move my head to the side like this. I ain't going to get rid of you. All right, Kevlar 47. Yeah, they got me. Wait a minute. $20. This chick was pregnant. Yo, see? I told you. Said they got him. Look right here, y'all. Kevlar 47 said, yeah, they got me. $20. Huh? American Patriot 1776. I'm sure we pay everyone with our taxes, but not our own. Damn right. John C. Their salaries aren't how they become multimillionaires. Doge is exposing how that happens. Oh no. We got another way right now to show how they get that money. I'm about to show you how these senators and these officials and how they really rip people off. Y'all don't remember, we got certain judges that have wives. We have certain governors that have wives. We have certain Congress people that have wives and family members, right? So how do you think they shifting that money? They give it to their wife, do a Biden, give it to your son, and then pardon them for 11 years. That's how they do it. Or they do what the senators did. The senator right here, his wife had a non-profit organization and she received millions of funds from the Fed. Check this out. So basically, he was shifting money to his wife's nonprofit organization, and he's a senator. Check it out, y'all.
Into the matter. But the Senate Ethics Committee denied the prior request, and Senator Whitehouse is responding to the latest round of allegations, calling it a smear campaign. Here's what you should know. Let's start with the most recent complaint. The Foundation for Accountability and Civic Trust, or FACT, posted on X, for years, Senator Whitehouse's wife has been employed by organizations getting millions of taxpayer dollars in grants. These circular relationships between elected officials, their spouses, lobby groups, NGOs need to be closely scrutinized. The complaint states Senator Whitehouse's wife, Sandra Whitehouse, has worked for the advocacy group Ocean Conservancy since 2008. Since 2008, Ocean Conservancy has been awarded 19 government grants worth approximately $14.2 million.
How do you get 19 government grants? You're lucky to get one or two. She got 19 at the scale of $14.2 million. Where do you think that money's going? And it's going through the organization, and she gets her percentage. You would not believe the percentage. I already told you guys. A lot of these scams that's going on with Social Security, all of these people that's supposed to be alive, all they doing is they say, you know what? These 3 checks, we're going to shift it to this person because that's who we got to pay. These 5, they account to how much? 10,000? That's how much we got to pay this person. They're paying people, and people are being under the table by all of the services because they can hide it. Now they can't do it anymore because Elon has put in bots to check the algorithm and can scrub everything that's going on in the Federal Bureau of Investigations. I mean in the United States now. In the IRS, and the IRS has bots. Everything that they gave him access to has bots. And what are these bots doing? They're looking for certain areas of contingents. This could be something going on, something wrong over here. And then what they do is they pool it and they make a list, and he checks it every day and say, oh, there's something going on over here. Let's look into that. Something going on over here. Look into that. We should have actually already had bots and scrubbers and things to make sure that we're not overpaying people. We're not paying people past expiration dates. We're not paying people after the time when contracts have already been done, or even paying people when they're not alive anymore. These systems need to be able to work conjunctively with each other so that everything can be a little better when it comes down to scrutinizing. But we don't have that. And as a result, that's what we're dealing with now, guys.
Nearly half of this $14 million was given to the group in the fall of 2024 alone, all of which Senator Whitehouse directly voted for. According to Sandra Whitehouse's LinkedIn page, under Experience, she is president of OceanWonks, an ocean conservation firm. Whitehouse is also listed as a senior policy advisor for Ocean Conservancy from 2008 to present. The ethics group FACT, citing tax documents, says Whitehouse has been paid nearly $3 million either directly by Ocean Conservancy or indirectly through her firm OceanWonks. And while Ocean Conservancy has received more than $14 million in federal grants since 2008, the group says Whitehouse's salary didn't come from that pool of money. In a statement, the group said Dr. Sandra Whitehouse, a well-respected and ocean policy consultant, has not received compensation from these federal grants allocated.
So all of that in the front of her name is supposed to build her up. But the last part really knocked her down when it comes to what I feel. You build her up by saying Dr. Sandra Whitehouse, a well-respected marine ecologist and ocean policy consultant. What do you mean consultant? You're getting all this money just for consulting? Yeah, she is.
To Ocean Conservancy. A similar complaint was filed last year by a self-described conservative watchdog group, Judicial Watch. The Senate Ethics Committee declined to take up that investigation, concluding that the senator didn't violate any rules. FACT has been described as a conservative group based on where it receives funding and what issues it largely spotlights.
I want to know how the wife, I got you and I appreciate you. We all do here at the Bottom Line. But we can see what's going on here, and it's just been done in a manner of throw it under the table, don't say too much about it, and we're going to just leave it alone because it's the senator. And that's how it happens. You already saw one of our Supreme Court justices, his wife, was getting gifts. We always hear about the cousin or the uncle or maybe not Jared, but what's this guy's name? Joe Biden's other brother or son? Not Jared. There's another one. There's another Biden that was pardoned, and I'm sure if we look in his money and track his stuff, allegedly we're gonna find some conspiracy there. Allegedly, I ain't trying to get in trouble by these people. We're going to just keep it going because now we having it with Winsome. He's searing. He blasts this rogue leaders, protective migrants. There's a lot of these leaders out here, and they're all, like, a lot of these rogue mayors, rogue judges, rogue governors who are out here protecting these, I'm sorry, guys, these migrants. And we're not going for it anymore. I want you guys to see really quickly that Winsome is basically not having this right here. I want you guys to get a little bit of this from this show that I got yesterday. Had a lot of good information that I actually caught out of it. I want you guys to hear this part.
Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin issued an executive order telling state police and corrections officers to assist with ICE ops. They will use all available methods to facilitate the arrest and deportation of inadmissible and removable criminal illegals. Joining me now, Virginia gubernatorial candidate and current Lieutenant Governor Winsome Earl.
I got her name wrong. She's from Virginia, and I didn't know that it was all of these illegal criminals, drug gangs in Virginia. There's so much of them that they're overpopulating the prisons. Check this out, y'all.
Here's Lieutenant Governor. It's great to see you tonight. What exactly will local law enforcement be doing here that the people of this country need to understand?
Well, Laura, thank you for having me. And let me tell you this. Virginia is not a sanctuary state. It will never be a sanctuary state as long as we have the command. And so if local law enforcement continues to ignore what the governor has stated, Governor Youngkin, that we're not a sanctuary state, then that's why he has put this executive order in place so that we will deputize state police to get rid of the criminal illegal element among us. Laura.
So it's the exact opposite of a sanctuary city. In Virginia, they doing the same thing that DeSantis is doing. They're validating their police to help ICE instead of going the other way.
We have over 900 illegals who are in our prisons, and they need to go home, and they need to go home now.
Yeah.
And that's why we're glad that we have a partner in President Trump who understands that his first job is to keep us safe. It's America first, and he has a partner in us to get it done. Virginians must be safe.
Well, Axios is reporting, Lieutenant Governor, that Virginia's detention centers, immigrant detention centers, are at the highest capacity since 2020. Caroline County facility is up at 80% capacity. Farmville Center, it's a tiny little community, 61% capacity. But is there any concern that these facilities are going to run out of space? Fairfax County, Arlington County, Loudoun County, those are teeming with illegal aliens.
So it seems as if, I don't understand, I don't know, it seems to me, from what I'm hearing, like Trump said, they gave us their worst. They gave us our criminals. They opened up the insane asylums and they sent everybody to us, right? It seems as if as soon as they come over here, they wind up in our prisons. And now we got our jails overpopulated. So now even the jails in the United States and different states are overpopulated. You got the homeless on the street that they're out there. Then you got the other ones that's in the sanctuary cities. And then the ones that's in the cartel are selling D-rugs or doing all that human trafficking stuff, they're in jails. So they're overpopulating every one of our areas, all of the resources, even the prisons.
Teeming with gang activity. It's horrific, and yet the liberals in these counties protect the illegals morning, noon, and night.
Yes, and you see, that's a shame because that's our tax dollars. Those are Virginians' tax dollars that could be best utilized in helping our schools, helping to keep our streets safe, helping to bring business, job creation here, helping all of that to happen. We have mental health issues that we're trying to help solve for Virginians, and God forbid that we should.
I got a stamp on that one. My ex-wife, paperwork done. When she said there's a lot of mental problems in Virginia, I gotta second that. I second that emotion. Cause my ex-wife is crazy as a busload of retarded kids trying to get to school on Sunday. That girl is crazy. Call me what you want. Excuse me for using that analogy. But when she said they need that money in Virginia for mental, I have to say the majority of that monetary is gonna be used for Priscilla X Crawford. She need that money because she ain't got it all upstairs. Keep it moving, y'all.
Get these folks out of Virginia, out of the country, and back where they belong, because they said they came here for an opportunity, Laura, except they didn't. They're preying upon us as Virginians, and we have these rogue Commonwealth attorneys who refuse to honor ICE detainers, and therefore Virginians aren't safe. And by the way, my opponent, my presumptive Democratic opponent, Abigail Spanberger, voted for open borders, voted for sanctuary cities, voted for our schools to be turned into shelters for these illegal criminal elements, and we're not having that.
You hear how she talking? We're not having that. We're not having that. The schools are basically like daycare centers now. And if the schools have so many children in there, used to be 10 kids in a class, let's say 15. Now all these illegal migrants in there, there's like 30 kids in a class now. Teacher don't know Spanish. So now all she really doing is babysitting. Can't teach nobody nothing. Because she can't even communicate with Juancito in the back. She don't know what the hell Pito talking about because she don't speak Spanish. So now she's just a daycare center, somebody that worked for the damn daycare.
Virginians, first of all, want to be safe.
Yeah, she's a pretend moderate. Always has been. Lieutenant Governor, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all, we got so much to keep on going with. We got so much to stack the deck with. Let me just tell y'all, we got a lot. We keeping it going. I hope you guys appreciate the content. This is our 100 episode extravaganza, our bonus. I'm not supposed to be drinking that stuff over there. It's 14% alcohol, but I'm gonna take another sip because I'm celebrating. All right, y'all. See, y'all ain't give me no coffee this morning, so I had coffee, so I had to drink Big Drip. So I'm gonna keep on going. Somebody tried to call just now. You can't interrupt the show, especially our 100th show. Let's keep it going, y'all. What we got now? Finally time to recall Mr. Goodhair. I'm gonna call him Mr. Goodhair. Gavin Newsom. So many people are saying it's time to get rid of Gavin Newsom as well as the mayor, especially since they tried to pass the buck and get rid of the fire chief last week and blame everything on her. Gavin Newsom, it's time to get your stick, get that scarf, put all your belongings in it, tie it up, put it on the end of that stick, and tell your story walking. Because Los Angeles has had enough of Gavin Newsom. You guys, who else here believe me? CD. Who else believe that Gavin Newsom needs to kick rocks? He's a cokehead from CA. Mad Hatter said he's a cokehead from CA. Yo, I love you, bro. Yo, Mad Hatter, you never fail me, bro. Swear to God, you never fail me. I swear to God, bro. Corey Monday said Elon is a legal migrant, and we love him. Uh-oh, we got Mad Hatter from Colombia. E1. Nah, you talking about somebody else. Mad Hatter said, oh, I thought you meant the cokehead. Natalia Georgievich, hate and fear mongering is old. It didn't work in the last 2 elections. What else we got? We got Natalia Gagavich. No one cares what's happening or happening. Just arguing with people that have nothing to do with it. What else we got here? We got, no matter how you try to spin it, y'all are stupid for voting Trump because you hate immigrants. Black MAGA grifters are the worst. Hey, KO45 all day. You got a place to say what you feel over here, long as you keep it cordial. Kendra Walker, good morning. Good morning, Kendra Walker. She said marijuana is legal in VA. It's about time, because last time I was out there, I was trying to, let me stop. Let's keep it going, you guys. Woo! We got to get into Gavin Newsom and the efforts to get rid of him. Let's go. I ain't forget. Let's get him out of here. How many other people think we need to get rid of Gavin Newsom? I don't feel like he's doing his job, honestly. I think it's time for a new governor.
Meanwhile, criticism over the state's response to the wildfires, adding some momentum to a long-shot effort to recall Governor Newsom. And now Mel Gibson is involved. Fox 11's Susan Hirasuna live with that. Susan.
Alex, yeah, once again, this group, Saving California, is going forward with the idea that we need to recall Governor Newsom. And as you said, one big name was added to that effort. Actor Mel Gibson lends his voice to this effort to recall Gavin Newsom, laying blame on him and Mayor Bass for the fire disasters.
So are we supposed to believe that our elected officials didn't know that? Of course they knew that. Of course, Mayor Bass tweeted about the levels of danger days before she blew out of town.
Gibson lost his home in Malibu and recalled the night his neighborhood was ablaze.
The firefighters, I have to say, they were practically in tears. You know why? Because they thought they had let us down. I want to say loudly right here, you did not let us down.
But that's not the only reason he believes the governor should be recalled. Gibson said Newsom
has brought us nothing but rampant crime, acute homelessness, horrendous inflation. I mean, the industry I work in.
This fool was busting in the homeless. Newsom need to be out of there, y'all. Come on, how many people agree that Newsom need to go?
In the film industry, this used to be the mecca of filmdom. It is no more.
Randy Economy led the 2021 recall effort. He's back and believes this time not only will the recall ballot again make it to voters, but this time succeed. He addressed critics.
Oh, this is going to cost, hundreds of millions of dollars to do this recall. Well, you know what? So be it. He's just going to spend $40 billion on things we don't have a clue what's in that baggage.
Earlier Wednesday, Governor Newsom brushed off a request for comment on this newest recall effort. Newsom's office released a statement after that appearance that you just saw. Here is what it reads in part. Governor Newsom is focused on leading the state and the recovery from the LA fires, not politics. Readers still should have the context that the same group of far-right MAGA acolytes have launched 7 different recall attempts against the governor since he's taken office, each of which have failed spectacularly.
And the sad part about it is they've been trying to get rid of him this long. How about you look at it from that perspective? They've been trying to get rid of this man for 7 attempts already, and they still weren't successful in doing it. And now look what had to happen. We got these wildfires. Firemen are out there feeling terrible. There was no water inside of the hydrants because this fool wanted to alternate the water to save a fish, which is what Trump said. It's ridiculous. We need to have better politicians in our country. And it seems that a lot of these Democrat politicians, whether it's Johnson, Governor Holcomb, Governor Gavin Newsom, seems like they're going crazy. They don't know what the hell they're doing. I think a lot of these people in politics, after this new run, when it's time to get this new election going, Tiffany Henyard is not going to be the only person that's taken out of office. We're also going to see a lot of other people leaving office. Newsom. We're going to see a lot of people like Johnson. You're going to see a lot of these Democrat people. They're going to be getting kicked out of office. And what's going to happen is you guys are going to vote them out because we're tired. We're tired of not having common sense in our world. Common sense, sadly, isn't too common. And we're going to keep it going because now, what are we talking about? We talked about common sense. Now let's go to what the NYPD is doing because common sense is not so important anymore when it comes down to the New York City NYPD. You no longer have to have a college degree or certain educational skills to become an NYPD officer. Why? Because no one wants to be an NYPD officer. So no one is really going for the position, especially people that have those degrees. They don't want to have that responsibility and they don't want to get beat up by illegal immigrants. So what are a lot of people doing? They're opting not to be police officers in New York. So as a result, what did Kathy Hochul do? The only thing that a joker and somebody that doesn't know their ass from their elbow would do. Got in contact with the commissioner and told them to lower the standards for the police officers that's coming in. Who's going to feel the bite of that? The people that they're coming to interact with. Also, the other police officers that's trying to work with them. So you got this dingbat police officer that they brought in because they needed more people. You might as well hire security guards if it's like that. So now they lower the standards of the brain. So you don't have to be as smart anymore to be an NYPD police officer. Check this out. They need to be upgrading the standards, probably upgrading the pay to get better people. No, New York decides to go the other way because we have the wrong people in office and our officials collectively do not know their asses from their elbows.
It appears no one wants to become New York's finest, putting the department in a desperate position. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch.
And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The NYPD. If you've been waiting for a sign to try Ready Meg, this is it. This is your sign. Your sign to start creating juicy is in a hiring crisis.
No one wants to work under you. Also, Jessica Tisch. We don't want to work under Jessica. There's a lot of men out here that would love to take their jobs back. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. A lot of those old guys, a lot of those old commissioners, a lot of those other guys that were in position, they don't want to work under her. They don't want to work under her. Kathy Jokel Hochul, again, with her DEI inclusion. This is our police commissioner, Tisch, who said herself that she is in fear to go into the train station. She would never take her kid on the train, but they want us to go on the train, right? Not only that, if you a man and you got a job and they say you go down in that hole and you fix that wire and you come back up out that hole and you get paid, you go in that damn hole and you fix that wire or you don't eat. We don't have the luxuries as men of saying what we don't want to do or what we can't do. I say that because of this. Some people don't need to be in certain positions. This is DEI that should have never happened.
And this is not a budget problem. The PC has a few ideas and is taking a three-prong approach, including lowering the education standards for new recruits. Instead of 60 college credits, Tisch believes 24 credits will do, but the NYPD...
That is less than half. Instead of 60 college credits, she okay with 20. So now what we about to have in New York again? We about to have Keystone Cops back in New York. You see what I'm talking about? Why when you have the wrong damn people in position, you get problems. She don't know her ass from her elbow.
PD will bring back the fitness test. Recruits must complete a 1.5-mile run in just over 14 minutes. Tisch is hoping these few steps will make joining more attractive.
The applicants just aren't there. It wasn't that long ago when people would wait years to get the call to join the academy, and every incoming class was full to capacity.
No one wants to work for you. Let's just call a spade a spade. You look bonkers. Put on a suit, front like you want to wear a hat. Go get that suit that's in the closet that they gave you to be the commissioner and bring your ass out with that on. Tie your hair up, put it in a bun, and be official instead of looking like Raggedy Ann. No one wants to work under you.
Now we are practically begging people to take the exam.
Who begs people? You again don't need to be no damn police commissioner. Raise the salary, fine tune things, get rid of people that ain't doing what they're supposed to do, cut back, raise the salary, go to other states and say, hey, I'm gonna hijack your people. You a good lieutenant over there, you a good sergeant, I will give you such and such to leave. You a good whatever, you a good whatever, I'll give you such and such to leave, and then make an excuse to your stupid governor why you need that money to bring these people in.
NYPD Lieutenant Dr. Darren Porcher believes lowering standards will not attract more people to the department. The issue comes down to dollars and cents.
When you look to the low level of recruitment numbers, it's a testament to the NYPD not raising commensurate with the wage that runs consistent with the rest of society.
Meanwhile, we got $2.90, which is the highest rate to get on a train, but y'all can't even pay the damn police. You get good people. You know what they say? I'm going to just put it out there like this. Y'all know what I'm going to say. It's too easy to say it. You get what you pay for.
The New York metropolitan area.
In a statement, the police union president said tweaking the hiring standards alone won't solve the NYPD's staffing crisis. New York City is competing with other police departments that not only have lowered education requirements, but also offer better benefits and a better quality of life. But some New Yorkers are split on the plan.
That's the concern about that. You just can be like a cop for 2 months, like, go to school for 2 months and be a cop. You gotta be in the school, you gotta learn the whole thing,
So I'll be in favor of that because, especially in policing, I think there needs to be more diversity for people who are doing policing.
An ignorant person. Ignorant person. I won't even let you guys get this information. I refuse. I refuse to let you hear this crap. Nope, get past him. DEI inclusive is okay. Oh, nope, I'm call me what you want. I'm scrubbing this. I'm blacklisting him. Bye.
Number of officers on the job dropped over recent years, and the number of applicants went from 18,000 in 2017 to just about 8,000 this year.
So when you go over to them and talk to them and say, hey man, y'all don't see that going on over there? Oh man, we see it, but we can't do too much about it. Why? Because if we get involved, the PBA is no longer behind us. If we wind up getting in an argument or a fight and somebody get hurt, we got to pay for the legal ourselves. Damn. So them young boys, see them? That kid was like 19, 20 years old. Homegirl, like these ladies and stuff, they don't got no training. They have not been vetted. They ain't been through all of the stuff that they need to, and also been on the street for about 6 months in order to really get to not be so green, to understand what's going on. Nope. Like the man said, 2 months, get the job, get the uniform, hit the street. How the hell you know what to do? You don't even know the codes. You don't even know the certain numbers that you got to do. Like, what is going on here? And then other police officers with other skills are going to be looking at them like, we're not even paying no attention to them. So now within the department, you're going to have problems. Just more issues upon issues happening right here.
Down 55%.
Product hunt. Content creators can no longer keep up because we have to make videos for Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, Twitter, TikTok, and even LinkedIn is jumping in on the bandwagon.
My bad. I had to get rid of somebody trying to make fun of my jacket just now. He don't know that I'm the worst troll here. He don't know that I'm the worst and I'm the best moderator. Tried to say that I wasn't looking proper and dapper. Didn't like that too much, so he had to get up out of here. Let's keep it moving, y'all, because guess what? Something that just came in hot on the press. Woo! I'm talking about hot off the press. Just came in this morning. We're talking about $2 million worth of Nike sneakers that's been stolen off of a train in California. These guys have been taken back. They might as well say they took it back to the Western days with the train robberies. They just got some Nikes, some Jordans that were like exclusive. Each pair of these Jordans are like $500 or $1,000 or something like that. Probably a little more. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm about to show you guys something that's going on in California right now. It's rampant. And the drug, I think the Sinaloa cartel is behind all of this. I don't know how they're finding out what trains are carrying these Jordans and these expensive Nike sneakers, but what they're doing is they're actually putting trucks on the track. They'll put a truck on the track for the train to slow down. Then they jump on the train and they cut the brake line. After the brake line is cut, they break inside the cars and they steal whatever's in there, and they all got weapons. Check this out. This is crazy. How do they all know that all of this Nike stuff is on these trucks? I mean, on these trains, I don't know. But it has to be organized crime going on here. And I guess That's where it's coming from. Check it out.
Heists here in the U.S., thieves making off with millions of dollars worth of Nike sneakers, targeting freight trains in multiple states. Here's Mola Lengi.
Tonight, authorities sounding the alarm after multiple freight train robberies targeting shipments of Nike sneakers in remote areas of the desert Southwest. The most recent heist, January 13th in Perrin, Arizona. Thieves allegedly using this box truck, grabbing nearly 2,000 pairs of brand new unreleased Nike sneakers.
Damn.
Nigel Sylvester X Air Jordan 4s worth $400,000.
I was way off. I said $500. How the hell one pair of sneakers costs $400? It must be all collectively being $400,000. Because for one pair of sneakers to be $400,000, I see why they robbed that train.
Thanks to tracking devices inside some of the cargo, 11 people were arrested. In November, near Amboy, California, robbers boarding a train and grabbing $200,000 worth of Nikes, found in the back of this U-Haul in Anaheim the next day. 7 people taken into custody, according to police.
They get on it, they cut a brake line, stop that train, and it's basically a shopper's delight. It's stopping that train and then breaking into the container trailers on the train.
According to an LA Times investigation, at least 10 heists since last March, all involving BNSF cargo trains, netting more than $2 million in stolen Nikes. Authorities say criminal gangs linked to the Sinaloa cartel are behind the thefts. Well, David, some of these Nike sneakers are collectibles and can fetch thousands of dollars on the...
Do me a favor, you guys. I know you love it. We got the exclusives going on. We've been knocking it out the park all morning. Y'all can't front. Y'all know the bottom line doing this thing today. It's our 100th episode. We celebrating, y'all. We already running the clock. We already went past the regular amount of time. We already went through the full clip, and now we on the extendo. So if you guys appreciate the content with Epstein, with the trains, everything that you guys saw about going back and forth with Vladimir Zelensky, do me a favor, y'all. Double tap that screen and let everybody know who's the best show in the morning. That's right, our show. That's right, our bottom line, because this is our show. Do me that favor, y'all. Double tap that screen. Let's get it going. Thank you.
Resale market, making them an attractive target for thieves. David?
Yeah, quite something. Mola, thank you.
All right. And with that being said, like I always tell you guys, we at the end of the clip. We still got more to go. I want to tell you guys a lot. I got some information for you I want you to stick around for because it's very important. Now, like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. You got to go into that description today because there's a lot going on. Y'all got 2 surveys in there. It's up to $450 worth of surveys in that description today. So if you guys want to make money online, go into the description, fill out those surveys. Also, they've been vetted by me. How do I know? I made money off of them already. Why do I want you to do surveys? Because when you make the $250, I make $25. I keep it 100 with you. Y'all don't put no snaps on the petrol, but I'm always out here trying to put money in your pocket. Y'all already know. I always look out for y'all. So do me that favor. When y'all finish watching the show, go down to the description and fill out those surveys to see if you could win make up to $450. Also, in the description today, we got the Epstein list. Go in the description, click on that. You'll be able to see the entire list of who's on the Epstein list, everything behind it, everything that's been blacked out. You're going to be able to see that, you guys. Give me about a minute or 2. I'm going to add that to the description. I didn't want to play around with the description or the thumbnail before the show. Next thing you know, it could have been chaos. So I want you guys to know that we really appreciate you. We always make sure that we give you information and ways to make money with us. Want you guys, whoever's here, if you like the content, do me a favor. Never normally ask this, but I'm going to ask it today because we're trying to run those numbers up. Let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Let's get those numbers up. Let's run up to 30. We already at about 26,000 subscribers. We trying to get to 30. We want more people to know what we got going on. And our bottom line is the best morning show out here. Don't care what nobody say, because my co-hosts ain't no joke. People like Betty L, people like Batty Lynn, my crew, people that's always here for me. People like, I can't even, what's my dude name that's already here? But you already know who I'm talking about. Y'all already know because y'all always here. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, y'all already know what it is. We're going to be here tomorrow. More clips, more information. I appreciate you guys. I thank you for coming to be a part of the 100th episode of The Bottom Line. I thank you guys. Share, like, and subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to the channel. Check out another video. And like I always tell you, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. Y'all ready? Get 'em! 1.